Shticks. And my mom says I look like I'm having a lot of fun. She also says I look like I have an average-sized dick, and she is right about both of those things. Save your groans, okay? It is early in the set. She hasn't seen it, like, recently. It's fine. We just, like, know each other really well. And, like, while we're talking about dicks, I just, like, can we talk? I love small penises. And they do not get their due. Anybody else? Don't be ashamed. Are you into it? Fucking liars. Listen, I love a small dick, okay? Because they're just like so much easier to take, and they're just like so much easier to find. Do you know what I mean? So as a user, it is a far friendlier experience. Okay? And I'm here for that. Can you tell I'm from New Jersey? Is it like apparent yet? Is it clear to you? It's been an influence. I'll tell you that. I'm from Atlantic City. Thank you. One of the summers that was like most influential, you know, my dad came home with a camper, you know? And somehow, it was kind of like one of those like, sorry I phone sex with all of your friends kind of gestures. You know the type. And my family thought that it would be fun to spend more time together in a metal box in the woods. So I spent every day of that trip on top of the camper reading a light little something called Crime and Punishment. And I spent every night of that trip canvassing the public restroom. Somebody in the back knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, right? You know, like we got crappers first, and then showers in the back, split into stalls on both sides. Now, in my life, I am a psychotically organized person. Alright? But none of the dudes in the shower need to know that. They won't think anything of my toiletries bag spilled haphazardly on the floor, and my mirror accidentally facing directly into their shower stall. Do you know how many dudes masturbate after barbecue? Because I do. All of them! Oh, just like countless pairs of board shorts hitting the floor. That sweet little patch of forgotten hair right there. And it's so good. Most of them like pretend to soap, you know, and then they're just like already hard, just like wetting the whistle. Every like dozen cum shots or so, I move to a new shower stall. Just like keep my setup moving, go back to new territory, avoid any suspicion. And on the last day of this trip, I stumble upon shower stall glory. All right, on one side, a silver fox daddy. On the other side, his actual teenage son. And they were both masturbating with the same technique. Do you know how rare that is? I had spent 14 years in the church up to this point, and this was the closest I had come to seeing God. Stupendous. Oh my God. Okay, some of you sound a little concerned. I hear you. Boundaries, consent, hygiene, and fine, okay? Life is a lesson for the learned. You're right. I didn't exactly grow up in a normal environment. Do you know what I mean? When people find out that I was raised religious, they're usually like, oh, my great aunt is Catholic. I totally get it. And I'm like, that's really cute. My church taught me that Catholicism is a flank in the devil's army filled with liberal yuppies who are obsessed with death. I went to a Christian school for 13 years called the Pilgrim Academy. Our mascot was a pioneer who carried a loaded musket, and his name was Christian. It takes to shake that shit? Check in with me after the show. I'm still doing the math, okay? It is spooky business. Okay? But then, of course, there's my nuclear family. Spoiler alert, bonkers. I know that most moms have a knack for knowing how to hurt their kids' feelings. Right? Yeah, it's a skill delivered shortly after the placenta. My mom, Bunny, my mom's name is Bunny. Explains a lot, doesn't it? For my mom, Bunny, burning an ego to the ground is truly a passion. And like nowadays we're super tight through just sheer force of will on the other side of her 20-year stint of over-medicated lunacy. But I, now with distance, understand a little bit more of all of the things I learned from her, you know? Aging, maturity. Can you tell I just did them all? One of the things I think I learned late is that we actually share the skill of being able to suss out a deep emotional bruise and just slash it open with an arsenal of verbal weaponry. And I'll give Bunny a break. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was just practicing on me and my siblings, really. Like, she taught me how to use that skill for good, right? For the unsuspecting nincompoops in the world who deserve to be cut down to size. My siblings and I, we were just like cannon fodder. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy to help her practice. She got really good at it. And so in turn did I, you know? And the other thing, I think that it took me a long time to realize that my mom and I have in common is that we are both freaky deaky, sneaky peekies. Bunny is a self-described nymphomaniac. Oh. Yeah, you can get into that. Because I am into that. Do you know what I mean? It runs in the genes, the mom gene. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, Bunny can get it. And she is continually, you can find all of me on the internet, all of me. But I'm still learning things about myself from my mom and tricks, right? She's been at it for 65 years. She knows what's up. She told me about walking papers recently. Anybody walking papers? I was like, Mom, what are you talking about? She goes to her primary care provider, gets her regular sexual health testing quarterly, okay, so as recommended. Then she receives the results, prints them in triplicate, so that she can put one sheet in her safe, one sheet in her purse, and one sheet in her gym bag. So that when she is out and about, she can prove at any given moment that she is down to clown. She's a savant. My God, and Bunny can get it. Let me tell you, okay? There are a lot of Jersey things about me, but the fact that my whole family goes to the gym for 4 hours a day just to work out our internalized mania should be pretty clearly indicative to you of what Bunny can get. Has anybody ever seen Jersey Shore, the TV show? Yeah, thanks, it's trash. It's also most of them are not from New Jersey, right? They could not conceive of a more Jersey experience than Bunny going to the gym, right? She goes to Body Pump 4 times a week. Her best gym friends are named Tabitha and Rochelle. Just get into it, okay? Right now, perhaps, there is a pack of wild South Jersey women roaming the suburban streets named Bunny, Tabitha, and Rochelle. But Bunny, Tabitha, and Rochelle, they hang out, right? They put on their essential oils. They decided they wanted to go see the 50 Shades of Grey parody musical in Philadelphia, right? Bunny's a great supporter of the arts. And she asked if she could invite a friend of hers, right? A new friend that she made at the gym, Tilton Fitness, okay? And my sisters and I have taken to just calling this guy Make a Move Mark. Okay? At first it was charming, and then it very quickly became otherwise. But basically Bunny was like, oh, it's Mark, his wife just died. My mom's a nurse, she got the inside scoop. She's practical, okay? And everybody in my family, we just pretend my dad is dead, you know what I mean? So they bonded over that. So they make a move, Bunny, Tabitha, Rochelle, and Mark get in the car, drive to Philadelphia, and they watch 50 Shades of Grey. And they're sitting there, right? And Mark reaches over and grabs Bunny's hand. Sweet, right? On Golden fucking Pond. Except he gently pulls her hand back into his lap where she finds that his pants are down around his ankles, and his boner is taking in the evening air under his jacket. And this is Act 1. Pre-intermission. And I was like, oh my God. Bunny, what did you do? You too? Hashtag you too? Like, what did you do? This is horrible. She was like, well, those kids were working so hard, I didn't want to interrupt the show. So I just squeezed really hard. Body pump. Pulled her hand back and deleted his number from her phone. She doesn't have time, right? That's like the third and most important thing we have in common is that she shuts nonsense down unless she is creating the nonsense. That's really like the family resemblance between us. I flew back a little while ago. She sold my childhood log cabin. Context. And she sold it, right? And my coolest siblings and I'm 2 out of 5 of them are cool, right? So there's 3 out of 5 functional. That's a really good odds if you have a lot of siblings. So the cool ones, we all flew back and we were hanging out with my mom and none of us really drink, right? I don't drink at all. And it's gonna become clear why. So we somehow in this cabin, we were oh my God, let's have some wine, right? We didn't drink growing up. But let's say goodbye to the house. We all proceeded to get blackout drunk on rosé, wandering through every room of our haunted childhood home, screaming Dido, weeping on each other, and my mom tried to make out with each of us. Which honestly, doesn't concern me. If she zeroed in on one of us, I'd be concerned. But it was really just Bunny living her best life. Do you know? Fine with me. If you've ever seen me with a drink in me, I'm pretty much exactly the same. But basically the next day, right, she's nursing what she thinks is a sudden cold. And I'm come on, called a hangover. She was telling me about this guy that she had started dating, right? His name was John. He's basically the human equivalent of a snowman. Retired Postmaster General, right? Really good retirement benefits, which will become relevant. And she was so, have you ever encountered a penis pump? I was ooh, cool, no, I'm into it. I don't use them, right? I love a small dick. But get it, right? She's no, you're not listening to me. John had a procedure where he had a pump installed on the inside of his penis. And there is a button under his scrot that, when pushed, inflates him with saline. And he is ready to party. You do not sound as excited about this as Bunny and I are. Okay? This is perfect for Bunny, the Benjamin Button nymphomaniac, okay? Apparently, if the penis stays hard, he can keep coming as well, so it's just waves on the ocean. Do you know what I mean? Between the ocean and the Bay in New Jersey, just rollicking orgasms. Thank you. May we all achieve such things in our life. Do you know what I mean? Bunny's been through it, and I'm thankful that now, in her trajectory, she's able to get her fill. Do you know what I mean? And she's a tiny lady, but she is insatiable. Sometimes, I'm I get a little bummed out because a bulk of my sexual experiences, they don't call me the bro whisperer for nothing. I feel a bulk of my sexual experiences are basically the fingering equivalent of TED Talks for straight dudes. Yeah. And there's sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's lonely, right? And I'm God, what am I doing with my life? And then I look at Bunny, and Bunny is a single-handed reminder that devouring straight men gives you strength for the journey. I'm Woody Shticks.